Just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real.
I think you want to be real. Grace is confused. Why does she think that WWE
Welcome,
is
legends.
a
This is News and Rings, bringing you non-stop WWE news, match results, and inside scoops. Hit subscribe and let's dive straight in. The latest clash on NXT delivered the kind of energy that grabs the audience from the opening bell and doesn't let go until the final moment, and Thea Hail versus Arianna Grace stood out as a match that showcased passion, precision, and unmistakable hunger. From the moment both competitors made their entrances, the atmosphere felt noticeably charged, as if the ring itself sensed something important was about to unfold. Thea stepped out first with her usual fire, shoulders squared, emotions front and center, a competitor who never hides the way she feels about the battles ahead. Arianna followed with her polished grace and technical poise, the audience quickly recognizing this wouldn't be a contest of personalities. It would be a test of styles, grit, and adaptability. Neither athlete hesitated as the bell rang. Instead, they darted toward each other with a burst of intensity that set the tone for everything that followed. This wasn't just another match on the card. It was a chance for two determined performers to show the NXT universe exactly why they belong in the spotlight, why they deserve to be discussed in the same breath as the brand's top rising stars, and why their rivalry may be one of the most intriguing building blocks of the women's division moving forward. Clash of styles. Aggression meets technique. The early moments of the match unfolded like a fast-paced chess game played at full speed. Thea Hail came out swinging, her explosive energy immediately pushing Arianna Grace onto the defensive. Every strike thrown by Thea showed the kind of controlled chaos she has become known for. Her offense is rapid but intentional, emotional but disciplined. Arianna, however, refused to be overwhelmed. Her background in technical wrestling and her ability to maintain composure under pressure made her a perfect foil to Thea's unpredictable storm. Arianna ducked, countered, and responded with quick pins that forced Thea to stay sharp rather than simply aggressive. One of the early highlights was Arianna's beautifully executed O'Connor roll, a move that nearly caught Thea by surprise and had the audience rising to their feet with a collective gasp. Thea escaped just in time, but the message was clear. Arianna wasn't here to survive. She was here to win. The balance of power shifted back and forth with every exchange, showcasing two different philosophies clashing within the squared circle. Thea relied on momentum, heart, and high-energy bursts, while Arianna relied on timing, patience, and strategic control. The contrast gave the match a natural rhythm, one that made it impossible to look away. The turning point, a battle of determination. Midway through the match, everything changed when Thea transitioned into one of her most trusted weapons, her Kimura attempt. She locked in the move with determination that instantly sent the crowd into a frenzy, sensing the danger Arianna found herself in. Grace fought with everything she had, reaching toward the ropes with pure instinct and refusing to let her composure break. She managed to force the break, but the effort required to escape clearly took a toll. Thea's grip, her form, and her persistence in that moment revealed why she's quickly becoming known as one of NXT's most promising submission specialists. What made the sequence even more compelling was the look in her eyes, focused, steady, unwavering. She wasn't driven by anger, she was driven by purpose. Arianna tried to create space and reset the pace, landing a few clean counters and stepping back into the match with admirable resilience. But Thea's momentum had already shifted gears. She pushed forward with an intensity that felt like a second wind, as if the failed submission attempt only fueled her determination. Every movement became sharper, every strike carried more intent, and the crowd, fully locked into the moment, reacted to every shift with equal parts excitement and anticipation. In a moment of tension, the Channing factor. The match took an unexpected emotional turn when Thea momentarily turned her attention toward Channing, who was pacing at ringside. Their complicated dynamic has been one of the quieter but more intriguing threads in recent weeks, and in this match it reached a boiling point. Thea, caught between adrenaline and frustration, locked eyes with Channing in a moment that froze the arena. There was no need for words. The tension between them expressed itself through body language alone. It was the look of someone who felt challenged, someone who demanded to be taken seriously, someone who refused to be dismissed. Without dragging the moment into hostility, Thea delivered a sharp, controlled uppercut to create distance, a choice that symbolized her need to reclaim her space and authority in the match. The audience reacted with a mix of shock and excitement, understanding that this wasn't an act of malice but rather a statement of independence. With emotions clarified and focus recalibrated, Thea immediately returned her attention to Arianna, throwing her into the corner with a powerful exploder suplex that rattled the ring and shifted the energy of the match toward its final act. Dominance, precision, and the final submission. Arianna Grace, to her credit, did everything she could to stay in the fight after the corner exploder. She pushed herself up, trying to stabilize, trying to find even the smallest opening to shift the tide. But Thea was already operating at her highest level of control. She closed the distance, secured position, and reapplied the Kimura, this time with a level of precision and pressure that left no room for escape. The audience leaned forward, some cheering wildly, others holding their breath, all recognizing the importance of what was happening in front of them. Arianna fought, showing heart and determination even in the most difficult of circumstances, but Thea's technique was flawless. Her grip was tight, her stance perfectly grounded, her focus unbroken. Within seconds, Arianna tapped, signaling the end of an intense and emotionally layered battle. The bell rang, and Thea released the hold with a composed authority that reflected how much the victory meant to her. She rose to her feet slowly, the crowd roaring around her, and lifted her arms with pride that felt earned rather than flaunted. It was a moment of triumph, not just for the win itself, but for the emotional clarity and competitive growth that defined the match from start to finish. Aftermath and future possibilities. As Thea stood in the ring after the match, her expression serious yet fulfilled, it became clear that this match was more than a contest. It was a defining chapter in her story. She had sent a message to Arianna, to Channing, and to the entire NXT locker room that she was ready to step into a new tier of competition. Meanwhile, Arianna Grace's valiant performance indicated that she too is on the cusp of something bigger. Her resilience, technique, and composure under pressure made her performance memorable and won her the respect of fans who appreciate both heart and skill. The match leaves the door open for numerous possibilities. Could this bout spark a deeper rivalry between Thea and Arianna, one built on mutual respect rather than animosity? Could the brief moment with Channing develop into a storyline of personal growth, redemption, or independence for Thea? Or could this victory propel her toward new challengers, new opportunities, and perhaps even a future championship pursuit? Whatever comes next, this match set the tone and proved that both women are carving out meaningful spaces within NXT's competitive landscape.